Hi children, and welcome back to another session of accountancy for the 11th standard with me Vishwanath sir. We have phased out our accounts in a very proper manner. Okay, we have understood what is accounts all about. We have gone into the depths of accounts, but now going into the depths of accounts means you again need to strengthen your accounts. If you strengthen your accounts, you will cross all hurdles, impediments, or whatever comes in your way, you're going to clear it. So for that reason, your basic principles have to be spick and span, and you should be knowing it at the tip of your tongue. Okay, so today I shall deal with a very important aspect of accounts, that is expenses and incomes. Any business which you undertake will 100% have expenses, and of course you need to earn in order to repay those expenses, and in order to survive, in order to grow, in order to become big, expand, you require those profits. Okay, you require those incomes. Fine. So today first let me deal with expenses. Expenses and incomes are both nominal accounts. Expense is a nominal account. Okay, and since it's a nominal account and an expense, we always debit it. Okay, let's take an example here. Number one, paid wages rupees 40,000. So what is happening here? The two accounts which is involved is, one is wages and the other is cash. Wages is an expense. Of course, it's a nominal account and we debit it. Automatically cash will be credit, but let us reason it out. Cash is a real account. Cash is a real account. Goes out since we are paying. Okay, goes out is credit. So the journal entry for this would be wages account debit to cash account 40,000. Fine. So this is your first entry for today, that is your wages account, and your wages is an expense and you're paying it, that's why it is debit. Let's take another one. Paid salary rupees 42,000 by check. Okay, the word cash is replaced by check. So whenever we have the word check, we use the word bank. Okay, we use the word bank, and the two accounts which is involved, one is salary and the other is bank. Salary is a nominal account, it is an expense, so it is debit. Automatically, like I say, this is credit. But why is bank credit? It is a real account, it goes out, and the rule tells credit what goes out. Okay, so when I write this journal entry, it will be salary account debit 42,000 to bank 42,000. Fine. So this is your expense aspect when you are paying by check. Okay, let's have a combination entry now. Paid carriage expenses rupees 12,000 40% by cash and balance by check. Okay. Paid carriage expenses rupees 12,000, 40% by cash and balance by check. Okay. Now, what are the accounts which is involved? One is carriage, other is cash, and the other one is bank. Carriage, nominal account, expense, debit. Cash, real account, goes out, credit. Bank, real account, goes out, credit. Okay. So when we write this journal entry, it will be carriage account debit, $12,000 to cash to bank. %40 by cash, 4,800, and 7,200 is by check, that is going to bank account, and of course write your narration. Okay, so this was as far as possible your expenses which was concerned. Now there is something which you need to know, and you need to know in a very proper manner, is that we have what is known as a financial year, and your financial year usually starts from the 1st of April and ends on the 31st of March. Okay, say for example, it is starting on the 1st of April 2019. So this is the start year, and it will end on 31st of March 2020. Say for example, I am paying a rent of 4,000 per month. Okay, so I am paying a rent of rupees 4,000 per month. So it is but natural, every month I am paying 4,000. So at the end of the year, I am supposed to pay rupees 48,000. Now, what happens in this case? From this 48,000, I have paid 40,000, which means 8,000 is yet to be paid. Okay, 8,000 is yet to be paid. 40,000 is paid. Okay, and this is not paid, or it is payable. Okay, so this is known as payable, or this is known as an outstanding, yet to be paid. When we close our books of accounts at the end of the year, you are supposed to account for this. Okay, you are supposed to account for this. So if you have to put this down, as an entry at the end of the year, so it would be rent account debit. Why? Rent is an expense, debit 48,000 to cash 40,000, and the amount which is not paid, that would be outstanding rent or rent payable. Outstanding rent or rent payable, that is 8,000. Okay, just repeating and giving you one more example. The rent for the full year which I have to pay is rupees 12,000 per month. So for the full year, the rent which I have to pay is multiplied by 12, that is 1,44,000 rupees. Okay, so what happens in this case? I have not paid, unpaid, for 2 months I have not paid. Which means 2 months I have not paid means I have not paid 24,000 rupees. So from 1,44,000 I have not paid 24,000 rupees, which means 1,20,000 I have paid. Okay. So when I write the entry, it is rent account debit, rent account debit to cash to outstanding rent. Okay, rent is 1,44,000, the rent of the full year. The amount I have paid is 1,20,000 and the amount I have not paid is 24,000. Okay, so this would be your journal entry in this case when your rent is not paid. Okay, this is known as outstanding rent or rent payable. You can use both the words. Fine. So now from paying, not paying it, I have paid of the next year in this year. Okay, that is known as prepaid. Okay, that is known as prepaid. Any expense which is paid in advance will be known as prepaid expense. Fine. Now say for example, I have to pay a rent of rupees 5,000 per month. Okay, which means I have to pay 60,000 for the full year. But what have I done? I have paid 75,000, which means I have paid 15,000 of the next year in this year. Accounts always tells you, you take what is there for a particular period. Don't exceed that period. Okay. So in this case, when we take this account, okay, you are paying rent which is 60,000. 15,000 is excess, that is known as prepaid or rent paid in advance. That is known as prepaid rent. 15,000 to cash 75,000. In the previous case, I had not paid. In this case, I paid advance for the next year. Remember that when we start from the 1st of April 2019 and end on 31st March 2020. If I pay something after this, this will be known as prepaid. Okay, which I have paid in this particular financial year, that will be known as prepaid rent. Okay. So is this doubt clear? Prepaid and outstanding. Outstanding is what I yet have to pay, and prepaid is what I paid of the next year in this year. Okay, what I paid of the next year in this year. So these concepts, please see that it is very clear. Okay, I'll give you a small assignment based on this. Paid salary rupees 40,000 by check. Paid commission rupees 60,000, 30% by cash, and balance by check. trend for the year okay. So this is your very famous lockdown assignment. Thank you so much. This is Vishwanath sir signing off.